Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Smashing English. Today we are doing a little test. So this is a test all about the British received pronunciation accent, RP. So it's kind of this accent that I'm talking with right now. It is an accent that a lot of people want to learn. A lot of people that watch my channel want to learn. You do not have to speak with this accent. If you are learning English, you can sound exactly as you sound. There is no problem at all. But I know a lot of my learners and a lot of my students are very interested in this accent, in British English. So that's why we're looking at it today. Hello, everybody. I see people from Turkey, Brazil, Serbia, Morocco. We've got London, Krakow. Oh my goodness, how exciting. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. So why don't we get started straight away? So here's our first question. I'm not going to read the words because then that will help you a little bit. So which word contains the vowel as in that word? So the first vowel in that word, the F, the A part of that word. Is it A, B, C, or D? So which word has the same vowel sound as that word? What do you think? Try to read them out loud. Read those words out loud and see which one sounds right, which one sounds similar. I'll wait to see in the chat who gets it right first. Who's going to get it right? Hello from Hong Kong. Hello. Hello from Germany. Guten Morgen. B. Okay, Peter says B. And Peter and other people are saying calm. Well done. Mo says calm. Lots of people saying calm. Well done. Yes, that is correct. Because this vowel sound is a long vowel sound and it goes ah, like that. Ah. It's kind of like being in a choir. Ah. It's that sound. And we have it here with father. Can you hear that? Ah, father. So if we read these words, we've got cat, calm, cut, cap. So the only one that is the same is calm, calm. And make sure you don't pronounce that L. We don't pronounce the L in that word. We imagine, it's almost like it's spelt more like this, like that, calm. So ignore that L. Well done, everybody. First question done. Let's go to the next question. Okay, same kind of question. Which word has the same vowel sound as that word? So the vowel sound I'm looking for is this one, if you know your IPA. But which word has the same vowel sound as that word? What do you think? What do you think? Oh, we got someone in already. Sirhan says law, and you are correct. This is the most difficult sound. A lot of my students struggle with this. So if we read them all, we've got thought, then we've got law, through, pot, home. So really try with this particular sound, the spelling is what's really difficult, because look at the spelling of that word and then look at the spelling of that word. It's completely different. So we could do this, we could do this, we could do this, we could do this, we could do this. We could do this. Look at all the different spellings. Oh, my name. There we go. All those different spellings, they are the same sound. Law, for, jaw, before, floor, door, court, Laura. So try to ignore the spelling and remember it's just a very forward sound, like or, like that. So push it forward, or. Even if it's spelt like Lao, which I know this word is spelt like Lao. I know that word is spelt like Jiao, but we say law and jaw. That's a very difficult sound. So if you want to work on this accent, make sure that sound is correct, because everyone struggles with that. Okay, next one. In received pronunciation, rhymes with what? What do we think? So which word rhymes with that word. Again, I'm not going to say it because then it will help you. What do you think? La, 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 la. Okay, we've got some correct answers from Gaurav and Navadeep. We've got put. Well done. So this again is a very complex sound. So a lot of people, they see the double O and they think ooh, because that's what it looks like. Ooh. But sometimes when we see a double O, it's actually Now, I want you to look at the shape that my mouth is making here. Now, can you see the difference between ooh and Can you see the difference? So try not to get them confused. They're very different. Ooh, It's quite open. It's quite an open sound. So, we say foot, foot, foot. Can you see how open my mouth goes? I hope you're doing this with me, by the way. So if we read those words, we've got put. Do you see it opening? Put. Pot. Fort. Cart. So that word fort is actually this one. Fort. It's that one. So yes, put and foot have the same vowel sound. Foot. Put. Any questions? Let me know. If you've got any questions about pronunciation, about anything, let me know in the chat and I will help you out. So let's go to our next one. Okay, which word has the same vowel sound as that word? That word here, I'm not going to say it. So say the word out loud and then read the options out loud. It will help you to find the right sound. We can't just do it off spelling, because if you look at the spelling, it's not going to help you. Gaurav got it first. Well done. The correct answer is actually rude. Now, this is what I mean by you have to say these words out loud. You can't just look at the spelling. Because sure, if I look at this word, double O, I might think that, oh, look, double O, that must rhyme. Or, oh, double O, that must rhyme. But if I read them out loud, food, good. Can you hear that it's not the same? We say food, but we don't say good. And we say blood. We don't say blued. So say them out loud. The double O here is not the same as the double O here, which is really annoying. And I'm sorry that it's different, but it just is. So we've got food, good, rude, blood, could. So the only one that rhymes is rude. So that is a long ooh sound. Ooh. So yes, so just be careful with double O's. Double O's can be an ooh, but it can also be an Very annoying, very annoying. Okay, which of these is pronounced with a long vowel? Because in RP, some vowel sounds are short and some vowel sounds are long. So 3 of these are short and 1 of them is long. Which one is long? Which one is long? What do we think? A, B, C or D? Yes, correct. Well done, people. Beat. Lovely. So listen to the difference in them. Listen. So this one, short, sit, I. That's the short vowel sound. Bet, short. Bit, short. Beat, beat. So you've got to really make that wide and long. That is how these two are going to sound different, because otherwise they'll sound exactly the same. If I say bit and then bit, it sounds the same. So bit and beat. Bit and beat. A little tip, if you see the phonetic symbol like this, if there are 2 dots on the phonetic symbol, that means it is a long vowel sound. So this one, ooh, that is long because of the 2 dots. Same with this one. See the 2 dots? Or, or. There are only 5 long vowel sounds in RP, so they're not too hard to learn. We've got or, ah, e, and oo. So those are the long ones. So they won't take you too long to learn. Okay, next one. Which word has the same vowel sound as that word? That word. So now look at the phonetic symbol. I'll give you a little hint. There are no 2 dots. So this is not a long sound. It's actually a diphthong if you are studying phonetics. What do you think? Which one's got the same sound? Correct. It's no. No. And this is a really difficult sound for a lot of people practicing this accent. And I think what people find really difficult is the beginning of that sound. So this sound in goat and no, it's called a diphthong, which means it has 2 sounds in it. Oh. Oh. Do you hear there's 2 sounds like that? And the difficulty with it is a lot of people don't start the sound correctly. So if you imagine there are 2 parts of this sound, we've got and ooh, and we put it together and it goes oh, oh, oh. A lot of people are getting this one wrong. They're going like oh, oh. So it's the start that's really important. So it starts on a very neutral sound. Can you just do this with me? Go like that, completely neutral. The mouth isn't doing a shape. Look at yourself in the mirror. If you're doing this, it's not right. It needs to be neutral. Then morph it into the ooh. So we go oh, oh, oh. That's the key with that one. That is the key with getting that sound. And a lot of people get it wrong. So make sure you're aware about that one. So yes, so the same sound is no. Peter asks, is the pronunciation of foot and good the same sound? Yes, so the double O in foot is the same as good. Foot, good. Foot, good. Yes, it's correct. Any more questions, keep asking me and I will try to respond in the middle of this test. Here we go, next one. Which word begins with the same sound as So particularly that TH. So which one has the same sound? Have a think. Gaurav is doing great today. Gaurav is like first in every time. Well done, Gaurav. Yes, because we have 2 different types of TH in RP. There's not just one TH. We have a voiced TH and an unvoiced TH. The shape is exactly the same. So we do this. Bite your tongue lightly. Like that. And an unvoiced TH is just like whispering. No voice. So we go like a whisper. Voiced TH is putting the voice on. So it sounds like a head shaver. Like that. But the other one sounds like a whisper. Okay? So in this one, we've got all of these are unvoiced THs. So I want you to have a listen to them. See if you can hear the whisper at the beginning. Thin. Thin. Think. Think. Thank. Thank. Now listen to this one. Then. 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 Do you hear that? The. That's the difference. So when you're practicing your TH, make sure you're practicing both types, the unvoiced and the voiced. A great exercise you can do is when you're doing your laundry or walking around the house, just try to do this. So you're going between the unvoiced and the voiced. If you can do that every day for like a minute, that is such good training for you and it'll really help that TH sound. Okay, in RP, my name begins with a light L. Which of these words has the same kind of L? So don't worry if you haven't heard about these different types of L's. I will explain in a moment, but maybe you have. Which word do you think has the same type of L as my name? We've got our fast ones in again. Well done. Yes, it would be lamp. Because we just like we have two different types of TH, we have two different types of L. We have light L's and dark L's. So a light L is what you're used to. La 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 la. You just lightly tap the tongue there. La 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 la. Say it with me. La 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 la. That is a light L. And it happens before vowels. So look, there's a vowel. Laura. Laura. Just lightly tap. Laura. La 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 Laura. If you find light L's hard, try to lead up to them with a few la 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 la. So go la 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 Laura. La 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 Laura. Just try to get that in there. However, all of these have L's at the end of the word. So if the L is at the end of the word, or if it's before a consonant, we do a weird kind of L, a dark L, where we basically push the whole tongue up as high as it'll go. And we go ball. And I'm trying to push, especially the back of my tongue up. It's like I'm trying to press the whole tongue upwards. Ball, all, push that tongue up. Call, back of the tongue up, call. School, push the tongue up, the whole thing. Obviously, we can't touch the whole of the top of our mouth with our tongue, but if you try to push it up, you will make a dark L. So we've got ball, call, lamp, school. Do you hear the difference in those L's? It's a really tough thing to get right. It'll take you a bit of time to practice it, but I'm sure you can do it. Okay, in RP, that word ends with the same sound, that phonetic symbol, as which word? Which word ends in the same sound as that one? Do 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 do, squeeb it up, squeeb it up, squeeb it up, squeeb it up. Do do ba do boop. I like my little singing while I wait for the answer. Well done, Gaurav. Lurch, lurch. So much ends with that kind of ch, a bit like a train. This one ends with a shh, like you're shushing a baby. So we've got much, rush, badge. That's a j sound, like gorgeous. Lurch, and rouge, rouge. That's a French word that we sometimes use in English. So yes, the correct answer is that one, lurch. Okay, next one. Where is the main stress in that word? Where do we put the stress? Is it A, B, C, or is it like an even stress the whole time? We don't really stress any of those symbols. What do you think? What do you think? Yes, well done, Navadeep. It's on to. Photography. Oh, no, sorry. I thought it was a different word. Sorry, I thought it was a different word. It's not to. It's something else. I was thinking about the next question. Well, no one's got it yet. No one's got it yet. No, people aren't getting this one. It's actually A. Photograph. Photograph. Have you seen this photograph? Photograph. So in that word, we put the main stress on the first syllable. Photograph. Photograph. What about this one? Now check the difference in the word. So it's a slightly different word. What do you think? What's that next one? Oh, hey, Alexi, did I used to teach you? I think I've just seen one of my old students in the chat. Alexi, did I used to teach you? Hi, Alexi, how are you? Okay, so now this one is ta. Well done. So with this one, it is there. We say photography. Photography. So we've got photograph, photography. Photograph, photography. Well done. Okay, in RP, the R in that word is pronounced always, never unless followed by a vowel sound, always silent, or replaced by a vowel. What do you think? The R in car. I wasn't supposed to say it. The R in that word is pronounced. What do you think? B, correct. So we don't, if that word is on its own, we don't say the R. Car, car. But if we're in a bigger sentence, maybe the sentence is this. Okay. Now there is a vowel after it. So the rule in RP with the letter R is we only pronounce it if it comes before a vowel sound. So here now we've got a vowel sound after it. So we link those two together and we say car is. The car is parked. So it's almost like we put the R on the next word. The car is parked. The car is parked. The car is parked. So that's kind of the only exception of when we would say the R at the end of a word. Okay, which phrase has an intrusive R? So that's when we put an R in between the two words to link them. So we add an R sound in between those two words so that we can link them together. Which word? Where would we do that? Yes, good job. Idea of. Idea of. Now, the intrusive R is really complicated, but I have made a whole video on it. So I will put that in the description. Let me just write a note for myself so that I actually do that. I've made a whole video about that, so I will link that in the description. If you don't understand why we put an R in there, I will leave that in the description. So we say the idea of, the idea of, the idea of. Okay, which word contains a schwa? I won't tell you what a schwa is yet, just so I can test the people who maybe are a bit more advanced, but I will explain a schwa afterwards. Which word contains a schwa? Well done, Shahur, you got in there straight away. Sofa. Sofa. Because a schwa is a completely neutral sound, like like that. Sofa. Sofa. See, my mouth isn't doing anything. Schwa is a very common sound in this accent. You will hear me talking about it all the time because it's so common. Sofa. Sofa. So even though it's an A, we don't say sofa, we go sofa. And finally, which syllable has the schwa sound in that word? Which syllable, where do we put the schwa? Where do we put the completely neutral Where do we put it? Where do you think? A, B, or C? It's a trick question because there are two. There are two. So I thought I'd end with a little trick for you. So this is a schwa and that's a schwa. So the whole word goes banana. Banana. So we have that long sound in the middle, that R, but either side of that is banana. 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 Well done, everybody. Fantastic. How did you do? Don't worry if you got some wrong. Don't worry if it was difficult. It's supposed to be difficult. I chose quite challenging questions. There are loads of videos on my channel about improving this accent if you are interested in that, if you want to get better at it. So feel free to click on the playlist that says RP accent, I believe, and have a look and see what you can do. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments or in the chat, and I will answer let's answer 3 questions before we go. Let's go. Right, let me see if anyone's asked a question. Someone asked a question up here. Someone definitely asked a question about coast and cost. So coast is that O sound that we were talking about. So this one up here with goat. Where is it? Goat. There we go. So that sound, that would be coast. So that O. Cost, like that one, is O. So it's not a diphthong. There's only one sound. So with this one, we've got coast. With that one, it's cost. So it's just one straight sound, no diphthong at all. Any other questions before we go? Thank you, Alexi. One of my students says, I plan to relocate to the UK in November and your lessons help. Thank you. You're welcome. Enjoy the UK. Ranjit says, hi, do you offer one-to-one lessons? Yes, I do. Me and my husband, Bez, we both offer one-to-one lessons. The link for that is in the description. How is the quake in earthquake pronounced? When you see a QU, it's usually pronounced like a qua. So we go quake, quake, earthquake. Earthquake. Sports writer says weekend or weekend. You might hear both, to be honest. It should be weekend, on the weekend. But you might hear people saying, I had a very good weekend. It kind of depends on that person's speech. Where are you from? I'm from Birmingham in the UK. So it's right in the middle of the country. It's the second biggest city in the UK. And that's where I'm from. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Thank you for coming. If you enjoyed this, please give it a like. You can go to smashingenglish.com for all our English courses. Yes, thank you for being here. Well done, well done.